Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here. Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today, we're talking about 3 things that you need to do before every at-bat to put yourself in the best position to succeed. The first thing you need to do is prepare and have a plan, okay? Now, this takes place long before your at-bat ever happens, okay? This takes place as soon as the pitcher starts to warm up, before the game ever starts. You should be watching the pitcher in the bullpen, and you should start to formulate a game plan. You're starting to look at, okay, what does this guy throw? What's his repertoire? What's his tempo and his delivery? Where's his arm slot? Okay, really simple things to be able to start to look for, but a lot of players don't even pay attention to it until the pitcher gets on the mound in warm-ups. And some players don't even pay attention until the game starts, okay? So I'm watching down on the bullpen, and I'm seeing what type of pitches does this guy have, right? What type of movement does he have? Has he got a 4-seam? Does he have a 2-seam that really runs into you? Does he like to work the ball away from you? I want to get an idea of his fastball and what is it doing, right? If he's a fastball guy that really runs the ball in, right? He's a righty, and I'm a righty, and he runs the ball in, got a heavy 2-seam fastball. Well, then that's going to change up my approach in most of my at-bats, right? I'm going to try to look for the ball out away from me. If I look in, the ball's going to, by the time I swing, the ball's going to be way in and going to jam me, right? So I want to see the ball away, so it's going to tail back over the plate, right? And so that's just one example, but depending on the type of fastball he has, you may change your approach and where you're looking for it. I want to see what his off-speed stuff is. I want to see what can he command for a strike, right? Can he throw his breaking ball for a strike? If he can't, then I really don't have to honor it very much, okay? If he can, then maybe my game plan changes a little bit. How many pitches does he have? Does he have a changeup? Does he have a splitter? What else does he have? I'm trying to eliminate pitches, right? And so if a guy's only got 2 pitches, well, it makes it a little bit easier for me. And if he can't command one of them, then it makes it real easy. Then I can just sit on 1 pitch, okay? So I'm trying to sit on what I'm going to get. And as you get older, you can do that more by getting more information. But even at a young level, if you really pay attention, you can start to figure out, okay, what are you going to get? Okay, it's not always just about sitting on what you like, but when you get really good at it and you're able to put a plan together and figure out what you're going to get, then it makes hitting a lot easier. Okay, so these are all some of the things that you're going to look for. What's his fastball do? What's his off speed? What does he have? How many pitches? Can he command the off speed? Okay. If you look down there and this guy's got a wipeout split finger fastball and like this thing just drops off the table, he's throwing it hard as hell, and you're like, boy, I mean, there's been plenty of times I look down and boy, I've got no chance against that splitter right there. I better get aggressive early because I don't want to get the 2 strikes. If this guy's got a wipeout 2-strike pitch, I don't want to see it, right? Guy's got a 90-mile-an-hour slider. Probably don't want to mess around with that very much. I might want to get aggressive on the fastball. So I'm starting to formulate my game plan when the pitcher's down in the bullpen. Now, when he gets onto the mound before the game, I'm doing the same thing. I'm watching him again. I'm looking to see what he has. I mean, I'm watching him when he's way down there, but now he's standing right in front of me. And so now I can really, really get a good look at him, okay? If he's going from the stretch, what's his time to the plate? Is he a big leg kick guy? Does he mix in a slide step? Sometimes pitchers save that for the game, but you can see that stuff down in the bullpen and before the game. Helps me on the bases, okay? So now I've got a really, really, really good idea of what this guy has. Now, game starts. I'm watching, I'm not just paying attention when I'm hitting, okay? I want to watch every other hitter in the lineup that is similar to me. If I'm a righty, I want to watch right-handed hitters. If I'm a big righty power guy, I definitely want to watch other big power hitting right-handed hitters, okay? Because most pitchers are going to face, unless you have like advanced scouting reports, and my guess is a lot of people watching this probably aren't major league players. So if you're at a lower level, there's not going to be a ton of advanced scouting reports. And so pitchers are going to typically pitch, okay, righty, lefty. I pitch righty one way, I pitch lefties the other way. Or maybe it's top of the order, middle of the order, bottom of the order, right? Maybe it's big guys versus small guys. But most pitchers are going to pitch certain guys certain ways. And so if I'm a righty, I want to watch righties. If I'm big, I watch big guys. If I'm a little slap guy, maybe I've got another few slap guys on my team. I want to watch those guys. I want to see how the pitcher attacks them because he's probably going to attack me the same way, all right? And so again, if there's 7 righties in my lineup and I get 3 at-bats that day, I don't just get 3 at-bats. I get my 3 at-bats, and I get everybody else's. I get all 7 of those guys 3 at-bats. It's 21 at-bats, okay? And I need to be paying attention to all of those at-bats. All right, so you do that. That's creating a plan by scouting, by watching and seeing what is this guy doing. This is preparation, okay? Now, after you do all that, the second thing is getting your timing down. This happens in the on-deck circle. The on-deck circle is not just to go and get loose. The on-deck circle is to get your timing down. So I get in the on-deck circle, and the hitter's right there. He's very close to me. And so what I want to do is after I get loose, I can do whatever you want in the on-deck circle quickly. But then I want to be able to get into my stance, and I want to mimic what the hitter's doing. I want to put myself in the batter's box. And so when the pitcher steps up on the mound, I'm getting ready to hit, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, when do I got to get myself started? When do I got to get my front foot off the ground? All right? Because when I figure out when I can get my front foot off the ground, that's going to allow me, all right? And again, everyone's got a different stride, all right? Some guys got big strides, some guys got small strides, but I need to know when do I have to get my front foot off the ground so that I'm into the ground and ready to hit on time, okay? If I'm late, I've got to get my front foot off the ground earlier. If I'm early, I got to get my front foot off the ground later, okay? So I talk about that a lot. When do I get my front foot off the ground? So I'm watching the pitcher, and I'm figuring this out. So pitcher goes into his windup, and I'm thinking, okay, when am I going to get my front foot off the ground? And so maybe I start when his arm, he starts to break his hands, and I start to get my front foot off the ground right there, okay? And then I go, ooh. I would have been late on that one, right? First pitch is gone. I would have been late, okay? Then I got to get started earlier. Maybe I got to do it before he breaks his hands, right? Or maybe, man, I was really early on that one. Okay, then maybe I don't have to do it when he breaks his hands. Maybe I got to do it when his arm starts to swing up to the top. And so I'm just figuring that out on the on-deck circle. I'm getting in sync with the pitcher. I'm dancing with the pitcher, okay? And so I have to go at his rhythm and tempo. I can't just go up there and be like, yeah, I'm going to do whatever I want, okay? Because every pitcher is going to be slightly different. And if I'm just going to do whatever I want, how am I ever going to get, I have to get in sync with him, okay? You're going to be at his mercy if you just think you're going to do whatever you want up there. So I've got to get in rhythm with him and get ready. And I do that in the on-deck circle, not when I get to the plate. A lot of players do that. They get to the plate, and then they try to get their timing down. And a lot of players have to take a pitch or two to get their timing down, and then they finally get it, and they go, okay, I got my timing down. But it could be 0-1 or 0-2 at that point. And so you've just given the pitcher free pitches. Now, I'm not saying you have to swing at every pitch, but I'm saying you should be prepared to swing at every pitch. And then the ball should tell you, no, I don't want to swing at that, okay? But you should never have to take a pitch just because you say, well, I can't swing at this because I don't have my timing yet, all right? So try to get your timing on the on-deck circle. Really, really utilize that time well. Okay, the last thing is walk big to the plate, okay? So when I leave the on-deck circle, I walk big no matter how I feel, no matter how the game's going. I don't care if I'm 0 for 4, if I'm 4 for 4. I feel like the greatest hitter in the world. I feel like the worst hitter in the world, okay? I have to walk to the plate big like I am the best hitter in the world. One thing I'll say about really, really good hitters, in my experience, is most good hitters believe they're good hitters. They feel like they're good hitters, and even if they're not hitting well at that particular moment, nobody else knows, and they still are able to walk big and feel confident when they step into the box, okay? You gotta have a little bit of swag when you're walking in. Pitchers will know, right? Like, you look back at Barry Bonds, you look back at some of the great hitters, the pitcher knows, and everybody in the stadium knows when those guys get into the batter's box because they own the batter's box, and they own the walk from the dugout to the on-deck circle to the batter's box. They walk big and let everybody know that this is my batter's box and I'm not messing around, and I feel very confident, okay? So if you're not hitting well, you can't walk up, oh, here goes another at bat here, okay, I'm gonna strike out, I'm gonna throw it in here. You cannot do that. By that, you've already lost. 1, pitcher knows he's got you. 2, you're convincing yourself that you've got no chance. So even when things aren't going bad, you've got to walk to the plate with confidence and walk big, okay? Think about all the guys that are great hitters and think about their presence in the batter's box. All those guys I talked about, think about Big Papi with, the big thing here. Yeah, that was probably just part of his routine, but Like there was some swag to that. Like you don't want to mess with that guy. And if you're a pitcher, you're probably not feeling very confident when you're facing him because he always looks like he's locked in. And it's not like he always was, right? He went through slumps like anyone else. But you can't tell when you watch a great hitter because they walk big and they have very good body language. You start sulking and you start to reinforce and tell yourself, I'm not doing well, I'm not hitting very well, right? That's not a good state of mind to be in when you're trying to hit. And baseball's already it's a game of failure. You're going to fail a lot. A lot of negative things happen in baseball. You've got to be able to clear it, and you've got to be able to walk big to the batter's box. Okay? So those are just 3 things. We could talk about a lot more. But since I said 3 things at the beginning of the video, we're going to stick to it. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Share with all your friends. All that good stuff. Go check out a Road to the Show video. I've been playing a lot of that lately. It's pretty fun. I'll talk to you guys later.